Mr. Porter, as a kid, we all start playing baseball. Where were you born? Where did you play baseball when you were a kid?
Well, I was born in Quitman, Georgia, and I was raised in Moultrie, Georgia. That's where I started playing ball in Moultrie, playing. You know what I mean when I say sandlock?
Yes, sir.
Sandlock ball. That's what I was playing, sandlock ball, and I I like to see these guys pitching, so I like that. So I got throwing the ball, and I kind of created some things myself, pitching, and so I started throwing, and I tried, had a guy was catching me, and I tried to throw curves and all that kind of stuff, and I created it. So I got that. So I played Sandlock and all that. Then when I went in service, I played, and when I came out, I did some playing. You know what I mean? When I knew anything, I was pretty good with my ball. In other words, they called me a junk pitcher because I throw curves, knuckleballs, fastballs, and all the whole thing.
How did you learn to throw these pitches?
Just by throwing the ball, and sometimes I threw the ball and they do something, and I wonder how I held the ball. I said, wonder how I held that. So I hold it and I throw it, and they do the same. I got it. So that's where I learned. That's where I learned how to pitch.
Well, when you were very young, did you have anybody help you, teach you?
No, nobody taught me. I just watch other guys. Other guys, especially the pitchers. You know what I mean? Because that's what I wanted to be. So I did some things, especially see a lot of during that time. Knuckleball wasn't popular. So I learned how to throw the knuckleball, and because when you throw the knuckleball, when you throw it, it floats. And a lot of times the batter don't know what's going on. You know what?
Now, did you go to high school? Did you play on a high school baseball team?
Well, I played on a high school team, but it wasn't, the real things. So, but the Sandlock ball that I played, they had teams. Different, even different sides of the city had different teams. You know what I mean?
So when did it become apparent that you were actually a very good baseball player? When did you get on one of the Negro baseball teams?
Well, I went to, I went in service, and I played while I was in service, played against them. When I came out of service, I played a little while in the city, and then I went to Atlanta. And so I played with Sandlock team in Atlanta. So I was playing. So one of the guys told me, said, man, says, Atlanta Braves, they need a pitcher. I said, oh, yeah? He said, I want you to go with me. I want you to go with me because we practiced today. I said, okay. So I went out on the field where he was and everything. So he told the manager, said, hey, says, I got a guy here say he can pitch. So he came to me and he says, so you can throw the ball? I say, I think so. He said, come on, let me see what you got.
How old were you at this time?
At that time, I was 29.
So you had been playing on several Negro League teams by that point?
Not Negro League team, but Sandlock. When I mean by Sandlock ball.
Okay.
So I got out on the mound. So after you know something, and you want to prove it to somebody, you show out. You know what I mean? So I got. He said, okay, show me what you got. So they had the catcher down there. He was, So I threw the ball. I said, you wanna show me what you want me to throw? He said, throw what you want. I said, okay. So I threw a fastball. That's what I started off with, and let him see how fast the ball get down. So then I start curveball, and he see the ball doing one of the things. You know what I mean? So when I knew anything, when I went to throw another piece, hold it. He said, that's enough. You on the team. That's the way I got on. So then I started being one of the number one pitchers.
Because now they paid you.
Well, see, at that time, when you played, if you win, you got 60% of the gate. If you lose, you got 40.
So in dollars, what would that have been?
Oh, sometimes you got $25, $30, because you got paid by the gate. But see, it's not, you didn't get all that big buck there. So I got in and started playing. So
What year are we talking about?
well, I got in. I signed with the Atlanta Black Braves. I played with them 49, 50, and 51. I was one of the number one pitchers.
What was traveling like when you went from city to city?
Well, you rode in cars. If you didn't get a chance to get a bus. A lot of times you didn't get a chance to get no bus. You see 42? You see movie 42? See the bus they was on? See how bad looking that bus was? Sometimes we got a bus like that. But most of the time, we rode in the car. We traveled in the cars to different games, you know what I mean?
Did you have any bad experiences traveling from town to town?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like I said, did you see the movie 42? You see where the guy got stopped, to get gas? And the guy got out of the bus and started to the restroom. The guy said, you can't go in there. You remember seeing that? I've been through all that. It brought back a whole lot of memories. And you'd be out on the field playing, and you make a bad play. A lot of times we had more white fields than we did black. And sometimes if you wasn't boy, you was a nigger. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
He'd say, come on, boy, come on. And like I was telling some of the guys, a lot of they saw me pitch. And sometimes they get up there, you know, like one night I was up there practicing, you know, for the warming up before the game started. And the other guys standing out there, they watching me. And they had seen me play before. So one of the guys got up there and said, hey, hollered down to the opposite team, opposing team. Said, hey. Guy looked up and said, y'all ain't gonna win tonight. They got that long nigger pitching.
Do you remember who your manager was at the time?
I can't think of his first name, but his last name was Simon.
Now, did they have any policies for you? In other words, did they tell you what to say when people would yell bad things at you?
Well, first of all,
how did you handle that?
But what you knew that, you come from raising at home. You know by acting a fool, you're gonna be a fool. So what to do? Just like one time I walked off the mound and a guy jumped off there. A white guy came by running to me and said, hey boy. So I just turned around and looked. He said, how you make that ball do that? I didn't say, don't be calling me no boy or cuss, you know, and everything. I got in the hand. I knew he couldn't do it. I said, well, you took the ball in your hand and do like that. And walked off. He's the one who was a fool, you know, acting, calling me boy and all that, you know, the kind of thing, you know. And some of them, you know, like sometimes when the game ends, they see if you play good. So even the opposing team people, they say, hey, boy, you drink? Come on, I'm gonna buy you. Yeah, beer tapping at those times, you know, at that time, you know. But no, I didn't be calling me no boy or nothing like that because I knew I wasn't.
So tell me about some of the better times, some of the fun things that happened.
A lot of times when you win a game, and a lot of times that, especially at home, you win a game and all the crowd comes out and they greet you, and hug you and all that, And I had a young lady to, greet me and hug me and everything. Come to find out, she become my woman for 58 years. She right behind you.
Who are some of the more famous players that you played with?
Larry Doby, Suitcase Simpson, all that guys like that, I didn't even get a chance to pitch against Satchel Paige, but there's a lot of guys that I played with, I played against, got a chance to play against, and a lot of guys, they say, hey, that boy good, he's a pretty good pitcher, things like that, and so at that time, they didn't know how to speak good English. They called it chunk. I don't know whether you remember that. Yeah, that boy can chunk that ball. So that's raised up like that, But I had an opportunity to play with some good players and everything. But thank God.
Do you have like a fondest memory from all those years?
Fun.
Fondest, most wonderful memory.
I can think of this. I had others, but I had one that my wife, my girlfriend at that time, and I went in to put the side out because they had us 8-3, nobody out, bases loaded. So Simon, my manager, came in, brought the ball to me. He said, go in and put that fire out. I went in and I struck the side out. On the last pitch, I threw the ball almost behind the guy, and he jumped back and the ball broke across the plate for the last strike. He threw the bat down and ran out and cut me off. I was walking off, and jumped in front of me. What was that you threw me? Things like that. I remember, but he didn't realize, couldn't understand how the ball do that, because, but that's some of the things, and I remember one time a guy, I threw a ball, he hit a home run, and he went back and told the guys, hey, he don't have nothing. Hit him. He didn't have nothing. I struck him out 3 times after then. So I walked to the mound, to the dugout where he was. I saw I don't have nothing on the pitch, huh? Things like that, it's, I remember.
Do you have anything, if you looking at it from hindsight, is there anything you would have changed?
Like drinking? No. You know what? That's something I never did do.
Okay. But is there anything that you would do over? Do different?
I would, more or less, if I had an opportunity, I would talk to the players. I would talk to the players and kind of give, because some of them had a bad mouth. So I would talk to some of them, just like I did when I was coaching basketball. I talked to the guys and give them an understanding that being courteous and being a gentleman, you can get by better than acting a fool. So that's one of the things that I would really.
So, do you have anything you would say to a young boy or girl coming up that wants to play baseball? Any advice?
Yeah.